Hello. Just waiting for this on the other side to work. How you guys doing? I thought I would go ahead and come on up since I was talking to you guys. Let me know if you can hear me well or not. I didn't want it's really warm here and I didn't want to put on my headphones. Oh, you can't hear me. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. There. Now you should be able to hear me. Okay. When I have it on mute, yeah, I can see it now. Just double checking on this end. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I was really fortunate that I caught the eclipse when I did, uh, as it was happening. And I just noticed that, there's a link through India. So I did post that in the community area in case you guys want to watch it via India. It was pretty neat. Um, and then we have, don't forget, on the 21st, we have a new moon in Virgo. Thank you. And I like them too. They remind me of like butterfly wings. The Morpho, blue butterfly. They're really comfortable too. Um, and inexpensive, so I was able to get a few pairs. Thank you. Hi, Lily Flower. Welcome here. I've really been, didn't have any problems so far too much with the adjustment of the eclipse. Just felt definitely more tired. Thank you. I got them off Yes Glasses. In case you're curious, they also come in other colors, and I've got another pair, I think, in red, and they're really neat. They're here somewhere. I've got a bunch of. Um, that's a good inexpensive place to get your spare glasses at. That's what I've done. Uh, like you can get a special deal on using the code I know like pair on Yes Glasses, and you can get two very inexpensive glasses that are well made. They don't feel cheap either. Ah, there we go. I'm going to see a chief of rheumatology at Mount Sinai in Manhattan in New York City in May of 2036. You're going to in 2036 if I have sarcoidosis or anything. Did I get the year right on that? No worries. Okay, I see your question, Crystal. Thank you for putting it all in caps. I'm trying. It's got a real. Thank you. I was saying 2036? Girl, what's going on? That's a long wait. I've heard a long wait to get in before, but oh, I'm so relieved. Glad to hear. Okay, got it, got it. So that's cool. We'll see if you will figure it out if you have sarcoidosis or anything else. Yes, got that. Okay. And then crystal. All right. And let's see. Just making sure I got a roll back here. I've got Lori Christine as the first. I've got three here. We have artist Liz and Crystal. Right. Okay. Uh, Other than making me a little more scattered, maybe. No, I am always scattered. Nothing, you know, I've had enough sleep. But this eclipse was good. I didn't feel as, I did get more insights and stuff. It was much a different feel to it. And it was, I slept a lot though. I did sleep a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I got it, artist Liz. Don't worry. And no worries. I'm just shuffling the deck and kind of getting into. I just got to grab a tissue. Despite taking my antihistamines, I'm still a little bit a little bit, just enough to like, ah. So it was foggy and now it's sunny here, so I'm feeling much better physically. That's good, especially if you're going to read on stuff. I did feel like I was change and am shifting energy. I still do. I still feel a little fatigued out from it, but I definitely can sense that there's been and is like a shift going on. Oh, and I meant to tell you guys something else. I was reading that the something about what was it, the core on the Earth or something has shifted. And let me just see if I can find that. And I thought that's interesting, along with the Earth is actually spinning just a tad bit faster than it was. And they're not sure exactly why. Let's see if I can find this thing. I don't know if I can. Earth core reversal. That's what it was. Okay, Earth's core isn't literally reversing, but is experiencing a change in its relative rotation, with the inner core slowing down and moving in the opposite direction compared to its previous faster spin. And this shift, occurring as part of an estimated 70-year cycle, appears to have happened around 2000. Well, they say it's happening also now. Um, so I don't know. You get people that are saying that it's kind of moving, that it's slowed so much. This was from last year, that they're not sure how it would affect the planet. I think that's pretty much what I was reading on earlier about the speed of the rotation and all of that. So anyway, there's some interesting things going on that way. Oh, thank you. Got it, Lily Flower. Yeah, no kidding. Literally, that's what I was thinking, Isadora. Oh, great. Like the days aren't going by fast. Yeah, it's actually going to go by just a skosh, like a quarter from what I read in another one, about a quarter faster. It's like, even though it's just that much, that's a lot. So, isn't that weird? I'm feeling so much serenity in this moon eclipse. I am too, Isabel. Kind of was like preparing for this. And my birthday, I was kind of flat. I didn't feel particularly one way or another, but then my family really just kind of, came around and it was really, really nice and just mellow. And it was just what I needed. So that was really pleasant and just had takeout here. I was going to go and do the whole dinner out somewhere and just didn't work out. People weren't feeling it, neither was I. So it worked out really well though, and I had a great birthday. And I did feel a lot more serenity and in touch with my higher self. I worked on more like meditation, actually quieting myself, which with my mind, it's, a challenge. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate and happy birthday to everyone else, all Virgos this month, and those who are latter part of the month into the Libras. Yay, happy birthday for you. So I'm going to be taking a look at the Heritage Foundation for the first opening reading. Okay. And we'll see then. I'll go into reading the questions. But that's what I planned on doing. I had tried to do, I was going to do like a small video on it, and I was so tired again, that I just honked out. Plus, I'm taking a little more iron, and because my iron was low. So my body's like still kind of playing catch up. So, like, if there was any kind of a wave, it might be hard for me to feel it. But I think I'm doing well considering. And I appreciate the good weather here. That makes it physically easier. So I'm going to take a look at the future of the Heritage Foundation. That's where a lot of these really extreme Republicans are hatching out of. And I just want to take a look at it because I think that my gut instinct is that they're going to have their moment, their time. And as Trump goes, there's going to be changes there. But I think that the time for their shenanigans is more or less over, and people are going to be over it. For the most part, it will, I think, begin to die out. But, right now there's this wave that's trying to push through the planet of it's very fascist, not just in America. You can see it, this extreme fascism and this backlash toward, immigrants is stupid. Have you tried, was this NAD supplement yet? Is that a certain type of supplement? Um, I've just got like a liquid vitamin B12 that's helping like a B complex. And then I've got iron, that's not the, it's glycinate. Is the iron glycinate's easier on the stomach. Thank you, Crystal. So even though that's easier, and then I got this one, Mega Food Iron Blood Builder. This has always been a good go-to for me. But I have to kind of take them and then let them go a little bit because even though they're a little bit more gentle, the iron will still make my stomach seize. So it's definitely helping. Didn't anyone learn from the past? Duh. I just can't. I know what you mean, Isadora. No, apparently not. So I see them, trying to scramble after he's gone. And, it takes a real cult of personality, and I don't think just anyone's going to be able to do that for them. You can't do iron. I can understand that, Isabel. And I have to because otherwise I'll be having a blood transfusion. And I don't want that. So let's just take a look. Am I correct in thinking that? And I'm just going to be open and I'm just going to ask my higher self and Holy Spirit truth to come through. Is that going to fall out of favor? The Heritage Foundation, will their power fade rapidly? Or how's that going to go? Because they are the ones where these that are hatching the kooks. All right. I'll just check this. Sorry, on the other side. I didn't catch that. That was really, there we go. So I'm looking at the Heritage Foundation and just a yes, no, and then whatever cards may follow that share what we need to know about their fate. The Heritage Foundation. What is its fate for the now? And well, right now they think they have got it in the bag. And I think that they feel that even though if once Trump is gone, I think they still feel that they've got their thumb on power. And there's a small, I think, group of them in particular. Right now, this Two of Wands, they're feeling pretty expansive and they're just waiting, playing it by ear with that Two of Wands and the Three of Cups. They're feeling good. Oh, thank you. You have to say that I'm embodying the, oh, it's so nice. The High Priestess essence. Thank you. I can only try. We get the eight. Ah, here we have those self-limiting beliefs and ideals with the Eight of Swords and the Page of Cups, and especially where children are concerned and, you know, conceiving and reproductive rights of women, all of that. I'm feeling that here through their ideology. Yeah. This faux happy family that they think that they create, but it's not, it's a fantasy. It's not even real. And it shows that with that Ten of Cups. It's just like, and we get the Knight of Cups. I think that they're going to put people out there, be pushing people out there. This is their intent, that offer the family values package. And they're tempering, looking to temper the approach for the next election. They're like a machine. It's like a hive mind of these. It's pretty sickening. Of really of closed-mindedness, and especially where I think other people's rights of whether or not they want to have children and how they deal with that and how they raise children, they're really affecting other people's children as much as they complain. I don't want to go on and on, but that's just coming out. So that's the buttons they're going to be pressing here. And we have the King of Swords. This is definitely, they have a lot of air signs. A lot. I mean, Trump, but also his cabinet and holding on to power. So, there was the conversation that he was having, I think, with Putin here recently. Wasn't that something about that, about not wanting, seriously, not wanting to basically pass or something? Or was it Putin and Z? I can't remember. Anyway, these people are nuts. You got Trump trying to hold on. Yeah, I have to go off of it from time to time. We have the Ace of Cups. There's a lot of emotion, and there's a completion. Look at that. Where Trump is concerned, there's going to be something's going to end. They're not going to have, I don't think, the same energy. I see that completed. That is over with the world. That makes sense because what I've been getting the message of that Trump has a timeline and that he is on now closer to the ending of the timeline at this point. And he is. And lots of us readers told you that he would look worse and worse, and it would be more and more evident, and it is. Um, common sense as well, but literally it shows up in the cards. Yeah, they do. They hunt lions, tigers, and elephants. I mean, you're not eating an elephant. You don't need to eat a tiger. This is stupid. This is just trophy sickness. Yeah, it's not cool. And he is looking worse, most definitely. So I think that the celestial energies, as corny as it sounds, are affecting Trump. And I just thought, are they really, is he just numb? Does he not feel any of that? And I did get that it would be affecting him. I'll look at that too in a minute. Okay, I get clarity with the Ace of Swords. Oh, it's going to be done. That is going to end up a bygone thing. That is, has a, that has an expiry date. That's what this tells me with the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Too much of an ending, yeah. And I think too much of a grab for power as well with it from within. And that might be their own undoing, grasping for power from within, throwing each other under the bus. Yeah, there's a new awareness, and people are, I think, depressed with the idea of more of their like offering. I think that's that whole mindset. People have gone up a level. Hi, T Doodles. No problem. No problem. And hi, Debbie. The aspects are hitting the felon's chart specifically right now. Thank you for clarifying that. An upcoming couple of weeks, bye-bye time. I now maybe you can tell me more about this. I kept getting uh the winter is it the equinox? No, solstice. Sorry. And it keeps repeating 1 and 2. And so the 12th month, 21st day, there's something about that timing for him too that came up that would be significant. I think he's going through, my gut level feeling is that he's going through probably like mini, possibly like TIAs, as little mini strokes, or something like that. And I have to just say, I always get stuff about his heart and his like stroke energy, brain and heart. I know. Does he have a brain? It's sparking. It's starting to short circuit, literally. So it looks like as he has an expiry date, they do too. With judgment is not, for them here. And I think some of that depression is really going to be on the Republican Party when they try after him. Hi, Gail. Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me that he has blood clots, being so sedentary and then doing all the, travel and stuff like that, not that he does a lot, but he's not a big fan of moving around. And that becomes a worry once you get to be his age. Yes, his age, you know, Knight of Wands. And it just looks like the foundation will have a hard time to get people enthusiastic about them or putting their time or money eventually into that at all. I don't think it's going to happen immediately, but we're on that, directive of them losing their ability to hold on here. Yeah, this manipulation through the wealthy, the businessmen, the billionaires, and they want it. There's more women that are empathetic, that want that control, that want them brought under control, rather than having women brought under control. It's that whole dynamic is not what people are looking for. People want something far more hopeful and positive. I think people might finally burn out on the fear message and on the negativity, honestly. They're wanting hope, not fear. The Chariot. Yeah. This will balance out. This extremism is going to end up having to balance out, and the movement will have to change. It will have to, it will not be appealing to people. They're going to, I think, miss the boat with it. Okay. Yeah. So I see that coming to a close. And all of the ketchup. Yes. And no more magical ears. Nobody else can have those. No one can possibly grow another ear should they undergo a shot, from an assassin. So let's just see, what's his name? Can't even think of it because he's so boring. JD Vance. He can't grow a magic ear back like that. Yeah, and Melania is now whispering journalist questions into his ear. Yeah, because he probably, I think, also was having some trouble, and I think I picked up on that. A lot of us did. That his cognitive, between his speech and understanding what he's saying and what people are saying, I kind of picked up on that when I looked at it over the weekend that he went missing. And I think that that's kind of her coaching him along. I do. I think something happened. Will the next president be a woman? That is a good question. I'll take a look at that very quickly. Let me just kind of clear this deck. And a lot of people are saying Gavin Newsom will be running for, and he would make a good candidate, even though I am not crazy about the guy. I'm just not a big fan of politicians, period. And even less the ones that are like Bill Clinton and Slick. They give me the creeps. Yeah. Vance is a cardboard cutout VP. He would be another useful idiot for the likes of Miller to manipulate. Easy work. But every time when I look at Vance's cards and see if he's going to become president or uh, be able to be anything, you know, that means anything, I get no. I get there's something that's going to happen, and I just don't see it happening yet. And that might change, but I still keep getting that. Nope, he's just not in the picture. And it's like they are going to undergo a big shift within that party. And they need to. My God, it's so morphed and mutated out of control here. It's toxic. Okay, so will the next president of America, United States of America, because we're the last, everyone else has a woman leader and has had several, but our stupid country, we got to get rid of the okey dokes, and the good old boy network. People are starting to realize now that the good old boy network is really also a class war. And, that's the truth. To get us to fight amongst each other rather than pay attention to what they're doing. And so, people need to realize they're being suckered. So let's just see. The next president of the United States be a woman. 2028. I get a Queen of Pentacles. And I get the Star. That's interesting. This tells me there is a woman that is going to rise yet. She's going to come on to the scene. So right now we're looking at Gavin, but I think there's going to be a woman that surpasses him. She would be very popular with the Star there. Very down to earth and practical. I don't think most of us know of her yet. That came out really. And we get the Page of Cups. There's an element of perhaps of surprise or lightheartedness here to deal with, I think, also these ups and downs, the mess that's been left. That's exactly what you've been feeling. Not yet. No one's questions have been looked at yet. Right now, I'm just looking at, she only answering her question was because it was a political question, and I'm going to get started on personal questions next. So don't worry, Crystal. You're in good shape. It would make sense because we are in the evolution, right? Yes, of the divine feminine rising. And you know what? As corny as it sounds, I'm skeptical, doubting Thomas over here, me. I've got to look it up. I've got to make sure that this isn't too, like I'm being hoodwinked or something. I get on my own nerves. Anyway, the discernment thing is is very real with me, but I keep getting it repeating. She keeps popping up, and it's like, oh, thank God, Mother's coming home. Yes. Exactly. So we have this evolution of the divine feminine energy that's going to have its day, its energy, its movement, its time. Hence, exactly, the Epstein victim speaking out at this very time. And petty pants Trump sends the airplanes over to try and disrupt their feed. How just, uh, you know, you don't even have to try. He just shows him his own butt. He just shows his own rear end. I see. Yeah, I think she will win this because I get the winner's card of the Six of Wands along with the Seven of Pentacles, and she's got a plan, unlike some people, apparently. That looks really good. She will win this. But what I want to know is like, oh, will she win it and then they'll steal it? And is it going to be that again? There's a lot of worry about that. There's a lot of worry about a cover up and cheating with the Nine of Swords and the Moon. And but there's somebody that's going to have to walk away. Somebody is going to have to walk away here because it's time. They're just not getting through. People are not buying what they're laying down. I think that's probably the Republican message to people by and large overall. There are people that are just like, no, no, I'm not happy with how things are. And I'm not going to vote again for you this time. So I think they're going to get punished. There's a feeling I'm getting really warm here. Good thing I got my halter top on. Just letting you know, I am not, yeah, see, got my halter on. It is really warm. So that's what we're getting. She's not going to have it like just easy either. This is going to be rocky for her. It's going to be a fight, a challenge. Of course, it's going to be. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of misinformation going out. Knight of Cups with the Five of Swords, but I think she still ends up cinching it with the Magician and the Ace of Wands. A fresh, energetic, happier, brighter message. And again, I really feel like the doom and the fear based stuff, people are going to be like, we've had enough of it. Oh, he's the pettiest of petticoats. Yeah, when is the military going to say now? That's what I'm talking about. Can you just like not, you can not, you don't have to follow an order that is, illegal, that is wrong. I was like, don't any of you have any guts for all these, oh, I'm an independent thinker. Really? I'll take a look at that. Because I do see more MAGA, and that is showing. There's more of them that are going, oh, no, not what they wanted. Hi, Dorian. So let's just take a look at the military, because you got to know that these National Guards are getting tired of this. They are going to be moving. It's word is on the street that they are going to be shifting from Washington over to Maryland, Baltimore, and of course, Chicago, Illinois. So I'm sure they're really not feeling this. Let's just take a look. How's the military feeling? And how is that going to continue? What is the current vibe? What is the current pulse where Trump is concerned? Are they going to stand up to him and his illegal orders? Will the military stand up to Trump by not continuing to follow his orders that are illegal? Huh. I get a King of Pentacles. That really makes me feel like they're still pretty stuck to that. We do get a King of Cups. And they're getting tired of it with the Ten of Wands. I think that these could be two, like the Navy and the Army, with the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Yeah, and I think we've got a couple of men that might actually end up defying orders. Because you can see there, this isn't right. And they feel like this is beyond a stretch. They feel like he's going to go too far. So those two men, we'll probably find out who they are coming up. That this is causing wounds that need to heal, to pull back, not to be aggressive. And yeah, and the home area, our nation needs to heal. You're causing more of a wound in the nation. So yes, I think some are going to definitely stand up. We've got at least two males here, possibly Navy or Marines here, and the also Army, I think, with the Pentacles. And I think that they're getting about tired of it. And they're going to come forward. And I think it does make a difference. There is then clarity with the Ace of Swords and balance. Yeah. I think that there's going to be, yeah, some of them are going to stand up and say, this is too much. But I don't think that it's going to be in great big bunches. I think that the few that do, though, are going to make a huge impact, and that then others just won't either. So that might still work out. Yes, and they are being strategically placed in harm's way. They're not getting, yeah, they get to go clean up another city. They don't, I'm not getting a thrilled vibe off of those cards at all. It's just like, we have to go and do this. They're not feeling alarmed enough yet, but it looks like we have two male individuals that are going to, we just watch for it, be in the news for not wanting to follow through with a command or order. So it does look like we have some. And I get a feeling like they'll be in the spotlight because don't you know he will make an, example of. Okay. We'll move on. All right, Lori Christine, I know that you want that job and that you're in need of prosperity and hope to do more of what you came here to do, which is to help animals. There are classes you need to take. All right. Let's see. I want to clear this deck. All right, while I'm talking to you, and think about which deck I want to pull for you for your situation. I'm inclined to perhaps use this Neptune moon. Shall we try that? Ooh, or maybe the connectivity one. Kind of spoiled for choice. And these are This deck, in case you like this deck, this is such a good deck. I've got to tell you. It's the Albano Rider Waite deck with the white back design. It has stood up to my horrible, horrible shuffling for years now. Good one. And it's got enough of a slight gloss to it that they slide. They don't get caught on each other. That's probably why. Just like a semi-gloss, not a high gloss. All right. Okay, let's just see. Is this deck going to be good for you? Maybe not. You know what? I'm inclined to use this Rose, Oracle of the Rose. Oracle of the Rose. This is a deck that comes out of Australia. I don't know what's going to happen, y'all, with the decks, that we can't get from Australia because of the shipping. And as Trish James is from there, seriously, I'm sure we'll figure out something. I mean, I certainly can just use the ones I have, but it stinks. He ruins anything that's fun. Trump is the biggest party pooper. All right, let's take a look here. What does Lori need to do in order to obtain a new job, for the money, for the animal classes that she's needing to take? What is it that Lori might need to be aware of or get in place? Can you please make it plain through the use of this deck? Now, I might have to, and I have it right here in my, what do you call, bookmarks, but I'll probably have to pull up some of the meanings of these ones, although I am getting to know this deck more and more. All right. What is it that she needs to do to get the ball rolling here? Tick tock. Okay, we do have a time sensitive thing here going on. Yes. And that lets you know that something's on your horizon. And it says to have faith. I like that. And there's a door. And that doorway is open. See the light coming in and the butterflies? You've had to deal with the clouds and stuff. I just love this deck so much. All right. Innocence. That's the animals. They are babies, that's why we love them. They remind us, they're innocent, the same kind of innocent, beautiful energy that children have. Just furry, or maybe if they might have, feathers. I don't know. And listen. You need to pay attention and listen to your intuition, which is the little bird right there. Animals. Listen to the animals. That's what comes together. Maybe they're going to guide you through, even just spiritually. There's an energy here. Have faith, they're telling you. The time is coming that you're going to get this dilemma answered, whether it's a job or the whole enchilada of what you need to do or bits and pieces, and it's coming together. So they know you're panicking, but this is very interesting. The animals are attuned. Let me just see what else Listen has to say, okay? Let's see. Oracle of the Rose. Just in case I'm missing out on anything. Let's see. Listen is number 53. And it's paired with, yeah, the innocence of, that's the animals. I just feel like there's a little boost from here that you need. So let me just grab this. I'm at I. I've got to scroll. Okay, here we go. It's probably the next one. Yeah, listen. Keywords are attention, awareness, divine messages, empathy, and definitely for the animals. This is all about that. Using your intuition, that's another keyword, sympathy, and synchronicities. Okay, when you draw listening in your or listen in your reading, Spirit is asking you to sit up and pay attention. Okay, just like the musician in the card is playing a beautiful tune. You see that? Sorry, let me put the deck down. There they are. You have 2 job interviews next week. One is on Monday and one is on Tuesday. Well, eventually one of them is going to be the one. Agree, Isabel. Animals and children are the closest to God. That's what I was meaning to say. Isadora and Isabel, great mods. So it's about listening. And let me just get that. Oh, and let's see. Okay, just like the musician in the card is playing a beautiful melody, the universe is also serenading you. Being intuitive is not only a gift to a select few. I don't know about that. We are all intuitive. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Oh, it's not that. Yes. We are all intuitive and we all have the ability to tune into spirit's messages for us. All we need to do is start listening and looking. So messages from spirit, I think, are going to be all around you again. And I think this is animal disincarnate energy. When it's some of these animals asleep, I think that you're going to come in contact with. I think their spirit is out doing stuff to you. Your roads are going to, meet. And I'm feeling that off of this. I'm just not able to articulate it so tightly and neatly. So it can be a whole song or only a verse from a song. It can be a sentence spoken by a stranger while you're waiting in queue. It can be a line in a movie. But that is not the only way to hear spirit. Repeating numbers on clocks. You got tick-tock to begin with. So you are being let to be aware that this is coming. And words on car plates, messages on signs, even our dreams are all the ways that spirit communicates with us. Finding feathers and coins. Spirit's trying to get your attention. Not a coincidence. So pay attention. There's going to be like a flow that to follow. Okay. Yes, listening to the message of the animals, and that's it. They are the connect to God. They are the closest to God. So when you tune into them and you're paying attention to them, just like what I do with my kitty cat, and I'm sure the rest of you, and you say, I know that she's in pain, or I think she's hungry or thirsty or wants to be cuddled. It's that empathy. And, just divine timing is it. Isabel is right. It's saying it's almost the right time now. It's going to open up. Free yourself. Free yourself from your self-limiting ideas. Keep your options opened on how this can manifest. Maybe it's going to come through another way than you anticipate, or a little bit different. So just free your mind up on how this can happen. Free yourself. They're telling you it's a bird cage. It's an animal. You have a little bird as well. And what is paired with is a tower. And that is a big life change, a big reset. Okay. And this tower, it is like the tarot tower, but it's a change, and it's to get you out of old habits and modes of living that you've outgrown, which sounds like kind of what you're doing anyway. You're making a big change in life. So I'm not surprised this is here, but there's something that you're not anticipating that you'll have to free yourself. Let's just get what we have with Tower. I'm almost there. Tower, tower, tower. I want to see if their tower is any different than the. It's always good to check. Okay. Okay. Like TikTok is divine timing, fate, forward movement in time, momentum. Uh, take action and time flies. So it's coming. Okay. The tower is collapsed and crumbling away, erosion of foundations, and it can be a hardship at first, but you'll be resilient. There is strength, and it's a sudden change, and dealing with what's in support in your life. Test of time and weak foundations. So hardship often prepares an ordinary person for an extraordinary destiny. Humans are creatures of habit and generally like to take the road less traveled. However, without change, we become stagnant and do not grow. So there's something that's happening that I think if you don't free yourself, it's gonna happen to make you let go of something that doesn't work anymore in your life. All right. Um, and there's a gentleman here and night garden. This is somebody that might be able to help you or assist you with this, a male. The night garden is usually kind of people that are social on like online and things like that. But let me just find out a bit more. I also want to write books for children about animals and help create more compassion, empathy. Absolutely. And that's what this world needs. Um, but I just want to see what this man and the night garden is. There's something about freeing yourself, and only you'll know what that is. It's some kind of self-imposed limitation, and it's getting you out of your comfort zone too, and letting you and making you also let go of preconceived ways of thinking that this is the only way it can happen. Just it gets you just to kind of open up and allow things to come in. Okay. And if you don't kind of let the tower, life comes in and pushes you to make a change. So that can happen too. And sometimes that's what needs to happen. And I see a man here with night garden. Now I just wanted to get night garden. Okay. Let's see. Up, whoop, just had it. So night garden. I love that idea. I like to sit out in my garden at night, except for the raccoons start coming and growling at you. Um, Night garden, apparitions, aspirations, desires, fantasy, illusions, imagination, wishes, and wishful thinking. To me, this is creative thinking as well. We do have a man here with that ability, and it's a creative spirit, right? It says that tap into the imagination. And yeah, this man, I feel like you need more imagination. And I think you're going to meet someone, unless you don't already know him, and he's going to push you to give you some ideas about what you could do that's different, maybe, than what you're anticipating. Some kind of man, a gentleman, and the night garden. Um, and this is we also a caution not to be so lost in your dreams that you never take action. But this is creative thinking, and I feel like you're kind of a little bit with these cards in a bit of a rut, and I get it. We all get that way. It's like and you get frustrated with yourself. But I feel like this man is going to be able to help you over that You know. Let's see what else we get for you. So it's coming. Yeah, he has wisdom in this area. Maybe he'll be able to teach you some of those things too. Look, we get the owl again. Lots of birds bringing you messages. And home. And that is, being able to, I guess, work from home, or it's going to feel like it, and how to do it in a way that's, I think, very comfortable, very much at ease, you know? So, Lori, I think this is going to work out, but I think that what you need to do is ease off the brakes a little bit and ease off trying to frame it too tightly and allow things to form because it looks like it knows the way it wants to go, but I think you're blocking it a bit. Not to be make you feel bad or anything like that, but just open up the periphery. I see this man coming in, and I think he's going to be able to somehow get you thinking outside the box. And I think this is going to work out in a really great way where you're able to give a home, literally, to rescues and things like that. Um, and I think it's much bigger than maybe what you would anticipate also now in certain ways. So you just need to kind of let go of that angle of it and just be open. I see it's coming. It's coming. All right. Have faith. And remember, it's God's timing. It's a sacred timeline. Question. A lot has happened in a short time. How will this end up? My life is totally disruptive. Right now, everyone's life is disruptive, you know? Um, so just want to say to Lori, it's coming. And just take a breath. You're on track. You just got to go with the flow. And that's sometimes the hardest. You can't push the river. Just keep going and like to the, you know, job stuff, and eventually you're going to cross paths with this man and keep us in the loop. It's coming. I believe it. All right. And yeah, a lot of us right now we're kind of purging, letting go of an old, uh, outdated things in our lives, sometimes for whole relationships. And we just, part of the repeated message I've been getting is about us going with the flow, not resisting this. That is where we're going to run into real frustration on top of something that's already challenging us. And we are evolving. Um, so just go with the flow for right now. This too shall pass, seriously. And you will be on to something that I think, as long as you keep out there trying to do things, Dorian, um, you know, you can figure out a way that will work with your issues. Like you too hyper, I get that. We all have, like, one of my children has really bad ADD, and it can be very hard for people to settle and stay focused, but it doesn't mean that you can't accomplish things and wonderful things. It's just you got to figure out what tools help you to do that when you have a different challenge, such as a poor ability to focus. It may take you a little longer, maybe a little different route, but don't give up. Persist. And really, following our intuition is the best. As someone, that became disabled in my teen years, my intuition is the biggest help there was in adjusting to things. So make sure you use that. Okay. Love and light, everyone. Have a great evening. Gotta run. Bye, toodles, doodly doodly doo. Will opening the earth chakra help all of us? I think so. I think as long as don't, mm, that's a lot of really raw primal energy. I wouldn't go willy-nilly, I would ask my guides very much to help me, because otherwise you can really go through a really rough night of the soul. Uh, I've done that with the energies. You don't really want to do that. I'd say just gently, you know, start with just being being still and focusing on your breathing. And there was a really good, and I'm going to find it again, and I'm going to post it in the community section. A good and simple way of starting to focus on your breath and get you into that space of where you're relaxed but focused So it's like there's something really simple like breathe in, basically breathe out, and you just start to focus on that, but then everything else starts to fall away, and then you're kind of in that silence, right? Now, for me in my house, it's so friggin' hard to do. I really have to be asleep. So that's why I think a lot comes through dreams, although I will get it in my head and other ways. Um, it's really about us following our intuition and honoring that and remembering that we're not just an earthling. We are like, we are children of God, we are made in the image and we need to honor that. Um, and be aware of that and not feel that we are a broken body or a bunch of broken emotions or a bunch of trauma. We are not the trauma in our lives. We are not the broken body that we have. It's just a vehicle by which we are experiencing what it's like, you know? And it's very short time indeed, because there's a quickening. And I've been getting that too in readings with the Eight of Wands a lot. There is a quickening. And I believe it's like it is a global timeline. Hi, Kiki Law. Going with the flow is all I can do. Me too. I'm telling you. And that's a good thing. That is where you can't miss. It's when we don't pay attention to our intuition. You all know what I'm talking about. It can be from the simplest thing of, I knew I should have left 10 minutes earlier. I probably would have gotten a parking spot. Or, you know, I knew I shouldn't eat that sandwich, when you're in the bathroom for the rest of the day. You know, it's just that we have to honor it. We got to stop, listen, and honor it and not shove it away. We're really, a lot of us, in the habit of pushing it aside, and we got to stop and listen and go, what's it going to hurt? I'm going to, I'm going to honor this. So that's what I've been told basically through my guides, that we need to let go of the old programming so we can embrace the new, go with the flow. Don't try and fight it. Just, it's like having a tummy bug. You don't want to hold the diarrhea in. You gotta let it go. Sorry, Lily Flower, I've taken all I can take right now, but I'd love to read for you another time. You know what? Trust your instinct. Go within. A, a new job right now is always going to be like huge. Give yourself time, at least 4 months, to kind of settle in. Um, I'm sure it can feel like you've bitten off more than you can chew, but things right now, we're getting pushed to move out of our comfort zones. Me too. Oh, me too. And all of our bad habits of how we've coped, like, oh, for me, it's like, I shouldn't buy that. That's ridiculous. Stop it. I don't need that. But then other times, we definitely do. So I have to kind of differentiate intuitively between an impulse and an intuitive purchase. That's okay. And it's okay if I make mistakes. And it's okay if you make mistakes. Remember, we're meant to make mistakes. God's not looking for perfect. That's humanity. So just throw that out the window, because that's never going to happen anyways. Human beings are not meant, to be perfect. We're perfectly imperfect. All right. Artist Liz. Okay, so you're going to be going to see a chief of rheumatology at Mount Sinai, Manhattan, New York City. New York City. Had to do it that way. In May of 2026, not 36. Right. And you want to know if he will be able to figure out if you have sarcoidosis or anything else. All right, let's take a look. Okay, well, this New York doctor this specialist, this chief of rheumatology, no less, of Mount Sinai. That makes me feel like you're probably going to be in very good hands. But let's just see, will this fellow be able to figure it out? Help you with your physical health issues? He is a specialist. I get summer, and that's kind of right. You said May. I think this is a nod. There's something good with this. I think, yes, I think there's something that blossoms that comes into fruition, like fruit ripening on the vine, like summertime. I'm a summer girl, so you can imagine I'm very sad to see summer going. And full moon. This full moon, though, is really good. This isn't like, I'm sure there's some fears in there, but let's just see what we get. So we get summer for you and full moon. Let's take a look at those two symbols. We have 49 and 5. So let's just go back here since I'm on the beginning. Let's see, full moon and summer. Okay, a little bit more. Epiphany. I like that word. Epiphany. I should really go through and just read these properly. See, that's my own ADD, and it gets on my nerves. I get on my own nerves. Okay, here we go, full moon. And we are in the full moon cycle right now, which is abundance. This is a great time for us to be manifesting and picture it in your mind, at least, whatever your goal is, and allow yourself to have that. So it's abundance, clarity, and completion, culmination, ebb and flow, cycles, harvest, pregnancy, reflection, ripeness, sensuality. So receiving the full moon in your reading indicates that you have completed a cycle or are about to complete one. This makes me think, yes, he's going to complete something that you've had up in the air with your health, I think. Let's just see what else it says. As I was saying, it's indicating a time of fruition, ripeness, and harvest. You may now begin to see the seeds of intention coming to fruition. I think they will discover what it is. Perhaps you have successfully completed or obtained a goal. The full moon also symbolizes a time of sensuality. I just had to say it that way. And the sensual female energy. Divine feminine rising, mama. It can be a time of honoring your body. And full moon conjure up feelings of love and romance. It may even foretell a pregnancy. Somehow I don't think you're down with that right now. But the full moon is also a symbol for clarity, especially in a time of darkness and uncertainty. Where the dark moon, which is coming up on the 21st, heralds things unseen. So this is interesting that we're right in that very cycle, and we pulled that cards for you. It's so synchronicity-like right now. And I think that's more of what this eclipse with intuition is. We're going to see more synchronicities, especially with the acceleration of our timelines. All right. Sorry, just had to spit that out. You know how it is. If I don't say it, it disappears. Also, I think this is really good too. So the dark moon, which we take first on the 21st, that's a good time for dissolving things, which you want to let go of as well. Where the dark moon heralds things unseen, the light from the reflected full moon lights up anything that may have been hiding in the shadows. Oh, yeah. The health issues hiding in the shadows, I think he's going to be able to figure it out. The full moon is also a time for release. Okay? And it's a time to write a list of what no longer serves you or serves your highest purpose, and release it so you have space for something new. That's the full moon. All right. Now, the other little bit I wanted to bring in was the full moon is a great time to be grateful for all that you have in your life, even if it's not much, because there's always going to be somebody that has less than you. Making a gratitude list for what it is that you've got in your life, and even giving gratitude in advance for your wishes, I do that sometimes too, is a wonderful ritual you can do on a full moon. And I don't think you have to, unless you really like doing a ritual. I think the ritual can be just that you're sitting there with the intention, looking at the moon, you know. That's otherwise it gets too busy for me. But everyone's different. So just remember that, okay? You have culmination at the full moon, so then you're going to want to release that baby, just like giving birth. And you know what? When I gave birth, I dreamt of the blood moon. I did. And I didn't even know at the time that that existed because I was such a youngin'. I was 23 and I dreamt of the red moon. And that's when I knew, when I woke up, I thought, oh, I'm going to be having this baby soon. And I did. And the dream was letting me know. And it was like mother, that divine mother. I just, oh, I love her so. Anyway, yes, this is a meant to be thing. I think this is the care you've needed all along. And I think getting this summer card is going to end up feeling a lot better. I think he's going to figure it out. Yeah, masquerade, something that's been hidden again. And dark moon. Oh my goodness. You got full moon and dark moon. Oh, you definitely have an ending cycle and a new beginning cycle. So pay attention to what we were just talking about manifesting and then letting go and clearing all that. You're going to get the answers, and it's going to be a very new time for you indeed. New time to build and to let go of the masquerade. That which has been hidden shall be revealed. Knowledge. He's got it because he's a specialist. And storm. He has knowledge of what's causing the storm in your body, what's causing the disruption, the chaos. And it probably is some form, eh? So whatever it is, I don't know if it's this sarcoidosis or not. I think he's going to be able to get you whatever it is that you are in need of. This is going to, work out. And I would be shocked if it didn't. I would be shocked. This made so much sense. And and it even has, I'm getting goosebumps. It's giving me it's the Holy Spirit in a sense, kind of coming and saying, it's going to be all right, you guys. Don't panic. I know it's scary right now, but it's on the way, it's on the way. So this looks good too. So just if you need to, Liz, play it back. You can even download if you have YouTube, I think TV, you can download certain videos. But either way, you can play it back by just coming to my, it helps my channel anyway. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Just kind of popped right up. So that's a yes. Okay. And crystal. Oh, and I do have lily flowers. And then 171. All right. This is very comfortable. I don't know about you guys, but this is a very nice live. A very nice live indeed. All right. That is great. I really believe, Liz, that you will get those answers. And I think that this dude's got the knowledge that you need. And he's going to be able to figure out your puzzle. Bless him. And all people working to help make us feel better. All righty. Next question is Crystal. Yes. Oops. Is my ex regretting your breakup? Okay. Ooh, you know what? I just thought it's so funny. I came back in rotation. I came back. These cards came back in rotation. They kind of went into the scattered zone, right? And then they popped back up. And I thought, oh, those ones will be really good if somebody's got a relationship kind of a question. Here they are. Let's try them. Also, the connection one. Okay. Now, again, if you like this deck, and maybe you want to do it before it's too late. I don't know when Australia's going to, I need to look at that when they're going to stop shipping to us. If you really like this deck, try and get it. I think you really do have to order it from the creator that lives in Australia. And I'll put it in the description box. Okay. All right. So this one's called What's the Teaspill by Starry Eyed Tarot 777. And that is probably off Etsy. All right. Let's see what we get. Crystal, 1983. 1983, I think was I 13? Yeah. My God. Time really is going by faster. So is my gray hair. I need to color again. So get the sleep, folks. That's probably also why we're so flippin' tired. We need lots of sleep when we're changing energy. And it's all the things. Hydrate, sleep, eat healthy, feel good, repeat. And start your morning with something sweet like puppy dogs and kittens. I'm serious. The news will always be there. It really does boost your immune system to watch that kind of stuff. I was watching this one that had a pet donkey. So cute. Little mini donkey. Oh my God. It was all black and he was so cute and fluffy. Oh my gosh. So sweet. I totally get why Lori wants to help animals. That would be, if I was in better shape and I wasn't disabled like this, I would love to do that. Okay. So Crystal, 1983. Is their ex regretting the breakup? Can we get a bird's eye lowdown on the ex? How are they feeling? Okay, let's see what we get. I have no idea, but I feel confidence with the show. Lies being spread. Fake rumors have been going around about you or the situation. All lies, no facts. I don't know about that. Maybe you can fill me in. Okay. Caught in the act. Was someone caught doing something they shouldn't have been doing? Someone has been caught doing something they shouldn't. And maybe that's why they're not telling the truth. Does this make any sense, Miss Crystal? Crystal, darling, are you here? Distorted masculine. Abuse of power, force, and domination. Oh, charming. Fear of weakness, competition driven, inability to praise another. I think he's got some issues. Most of us do. And a sharp tongue. This person has no filter, saying nasty-ish. Oh, nasty stuff. Okay. Has a tendency to say very critical things about people. I'm getting somebody that's very immature here, if this is accurate, that's more concerned about making sure that they don't look like they look weak. They might even be saying things that aren't true about this. I don't know if it's your ex or someone around them. And I'm getting this person can deliver a good burn, maybe, the sharp tongue, but they're not telling the truth. They're distorted. There's a twist with them out of fear. They're still coming from a place of fear or insecurity right now. So I'm not necessarily seeing that they're feeling so much bad about it or like regretful, but more like trying to cover their own reputation. Does this make sense, Crystal? Are you here? And I get heartbreaker, a person who can break hearts easily. Everyone wants them, but not everyone can have them. Doesn't necessarily mean they're worth having either. There's also some issues with the distorted feminine here, just a fear of conflict, a hypersensitive, fear of rejection, and being too receptive and waiting for things to happen. Probably more like saying you're too, maybe there's a codependency going on in this relationship that isn't healthy. I hate to say that, but that's what these cards would indicate if they are picking up things accurately, Crystal. And I would say that a break is good for the two of you, because your fears, I think, intermingle and don't bring out the best in each other. They press on the button. And I think he does regret it because it does say poker face with this. So the whole vibe here of like, "Oh, no, that's not, and not telling the truth, maybe telling some lies or things that aren't quite so. I think they're just trying to be ahead of the narrative. It says not showing emotion, unable to be read, revealing no hint of thoughts or feelings, trying to be a poker face. But they're going to, it says to keep shining your light irritates their toxic demons. I would say don't be worried about whether or not, don't worry about it. Move on, move on, move on. I think that yes, it does bother them, or else we wouldn't see them trying to cover it up with lies. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you, honey. The cards here. This person's got a lot of work they need to do, and they're just going to continue to hurt themselves and other people, including yourself, if you continue. They need to grow up a bit. It's just maturing, you know? We all have to do it. And what you need to do is to keep expressing yourself, shining your light, no matter how much they might say, ew, she's just being like this, or whatever. Just put them in your mind on mute. That will, if you really want to make them squirm a little bit more, just your best response is no response. They're not focused on that. They're trying to save their reputation. And I think they're willing to say things that aren't true to do so. But it's saying you just go live your best life and shine your light, because that's what's best for you. Healthy people that are more comfortable with who they are. He's apparently not, and doesn't like to. I can understand people not wanting to show emotion, but he's very immature here. A player. Is it so true? Oh, wow. You just never know until I hear from you. I don't know. And it says, oh, this is so cute. The guides are saying, you're gorgeous. Value yourself, girl. Sometimes we need a boost like that from spirit. Look at that's so wonderful. And also, you're too smart. You're too woke. You're too smart for this guy. And it probably little while you'll be like, what was I thinking? That would have never worked out. Honestly. Be aware, knowing what's going on in the community and in humanity. That's what woke. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's smart. Don't you want to know, you know? So you're gorgeous and you're smart. You care about people. You care about community. You've got a good heart. Do not seek the appreciation from someone like that or approval from someone like that or to validate you. That's the word I wanted to use, Crystal. Um, and it's trying to tell you that this is not a type of person that's capable, unfortunately, of doing that right now with where they're at. And you need someone that's more on, that's shining, brighter, lighter, with that keep shining. Um, so you just go in your own direction and just know that you're letting go so that you both can grow and just wish each other the best. Truthfully, that is the healthiest thing to do. And just so that you both learn what you need to learn and release each other and uh, be grateful for the lesson. You know, each person truly is a lesson. Oh, deranged, weird, strange, and twisted individual. There might be some things you don't know about. And we get purpose. You're someone who knows what they are meant to do in life, understands their mission, plays no games, has the facts. He's a player. And I told you he was twisted. And we even get a card that comes up and says that he's a strange individual, but twisted no less. So you don't want any part of that. That's the sharp mouth on him. And that's coming from a place of insecurity and a sense of not being enough himself. Okay. It is not even, well, that's a truth about me. No, 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 not with this. That's the person that can just slice you in half, you know, deliver the burn. And it's because he's not completely comfortable in his own masculine energy, like so many, unfortunately, like so many men right now. Um, and women as well. It's a codependent kind of dance. You've got kind of the codependent dance going on with the player. You're not a player. You need someone that knows, that doesn't play games. What you see is what you get. That's a real man, you know. And he'd never do that to you because he's a grown man, you know, or person, whatever. But it's saying this dude in particularly, I think there's some things to be aware of on the dark, dark, dark side that he might keep locked up to himself, but there's something, I don't know, twisted. And you can't fix that, honey. One-sided love. He doesn't, a lot of people don't know how to love. They don't because they think that, and it does mean that you have to allow vulnerability. But then if you just use someone, the heck with you know, you're too intelligent. You see what keeps the message keeps coming, Crystal? I can't make this up. The spirit is telling you this is one-sided. Oh, 6 years is a long time, of course. And you know you're going to mourn that. And it's fine. Just allow the feelings, the cloud aspect to come in and rain, let it empty, and then let it go. You know, it just needs to move through and process. And you're going to be processing. You're going to be processing. He is. And I think this is actually a saving grace for you. This is for you to get away. There's something dark about this individual, and think it's, I think it's scary a little, to tell you the truth, Crystal. So please don't try to, you feel, yes, and you know what? But you're not, you are gorgeous, okay? You are intelligent, you care about people, you are present. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. The sooner you let it go, and you'll work on that. This says 10th house. The situation involves someone's ambition, their motives, their rank in society, also achievements, accolades, social class, something, I don't know. and off the grid, being cooped up in their room, not socializing, being a hermit, not on social media. Sometimes we go through things like that too, especially if you've just broken up with somebody. You can be all over the place. But will you be okay? I see you being stressed. I believe you'll be just fine. Um, yeah, I get role model. That's you. Being an inspiration to others, having positive recognition from a lot of people. The cards are even positive about you, that you're beautiful, that you're smart, and you deserve better, and not to settle for someone that makes you feel like a pile of poo. Caught up in the image. Of course, it's shallowness. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's not, that's not real. And somebody that's caught up in that will never be able to be real. So he's not low vibes, bad energy on him, right? So low vibrational person, energy that feels dark, dense, and heavy, harboring and suffering fear and anger. That's what I get from him, card wise. That's why I said I'm getting the feeling that he's twisted, and then the card came up that said he was twisted. And the first house, one sense of identity, how you express yourself, and first impressions that you give off. He probably tries to appeal to you initially first, and then the facade drops. That's how it is with a lot of them. Don't sabotage, you know, don't be with someone that sabotages the relationship. Everything the person in the situation may own and claim as theirs, money, possessions, their own self-worth, they sabotage. So he just sabotages his own relationships. It will never work out with someone like that. He's not going to get far in life. I don't mean to say that. I really hope that they change that, but not if they don't grow up. Intimidated. You're a grown woman, honey. Grown. Who does he think he's going to intimidate? Get out of here. Not with the childish games. Not with the childish games. Has priorities straight, not willing to downgrade standards. They are speaking to you, honey. They are. They're saying you are a grown woman. Girl, you get better, do better. This guy is Loserville. Sorry. You deserve so much better. Irresponsible as well. No, you don't want that. Lack of accountability. That's a child. That's a teenager. Careless about the consequences of their own actions. You can't rely on them. And having receipts. You got proof. Someone that has been keeping tabs, taking notes on you, keeping all your details. That sounds like a nitpicker. Hidden truths, secret dreams one has, hidden strengths and weaknesses, unconscious karma. And this situation involves someone's belief systems, religion, ideologies. They can have very set ideologies, and that can come from family and family imprint. And then there's also higher learning here and travel and philosophies. I'm just saying, like, you guys are chalk and cheese, very different. You are way ahead of the game. Yes, a lot of financial debts. Oh, run, run. No, 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 no. He'll be making you work and pay off things while he sits and plays video games or some sort of thing. Oh, and nosy, all up in your business, asking too many questions, wanting every single detail. Girl, that's control. Third party situation. Third party interference. This could be another lover, friends, or meddling family. Oh, no. This is, girl. No, no. That kind of person can give things like venereal warts and things like that. That's what I'm talking about. What someone does routinely, their responsibilities, their tasks and training, their employment. This is about jobs, and it's saying for the clout. Oh God, he's so shallow. Doing it all for the fame, attention, and views. Doesn't want to be left alone, being fake. He's not even real. I think what you're missing isn't even real. What you're missing isn't even real. It's not even really him. It's what you thought he was. You think it was a coworker? I think he's a player. It's probably, well, don't be surprised if there's more than one person. When someone's that vapid, meaning they are so empty inside, they need a lot of other people to make them feel like something. And jealous. Once the one you're with, well, jealous. Karma, revenge will never solve anything. Karma will. Someone is getting karma for the pain they caused, receiving a dose of their own medicine, vice versa. Good karma could be repaid. This is your moment to get the heck away from this loser. Oh my God, before they drag you down the drain. No, this is what matters. One sense of security, family, parents, ancestry, siblings, roots, heritage, one's home, people, your friends, extended family, friends that are family. That's what matters. You're a different person. You've got quality. You were too good to him. He didn't appreciate. Always under the herbal influence, ignored. What? You don't want someone like this. You want someone that brings you flowers and on your birthday and that thinks of you. Yeah, feeling trapped, feeling like there is no way to improve a situation, feeling stuck in a relationship or circumstances. Girl, you did everything. Let it go. Witchcraft. Someone could use magic to get their way. Put up the white light. He's jealous. Okay, right there. I had one like that. That they are ill. Ill, ill, ill. That's when they try and isolate you. That's how they start, by being jealous of your family and by saying things that's like crap talk on your family, or making me, like, oh yeah, your mom is so, she doesn't treat you nice. They're going to look for moments to try and put a wedge in. He's going to get karma for the way he treated you. Yes, that's what this card was saying. Evidence, fake friends. He's fake and his friends are fake. You can only go up from this direction. He's fake. He's not even real. He's not even real. So he's an energy drainer. This person will drain you of your energy and everything you've got to give. They are an energy vampire. Oh, heck. Seriously. No. Long distance, a strong emotional commitment to another who is far away and often beyond physical access most of the time. There might be somebody else that you would do better to talk to and spend your attention to. Maybe they're at a further distance, but I think that's indicating that there's somebody that's more real and not all this fake tough guy. Yeah. Being really comfortable in life, not wanting to do, crazy, not trying to get all the attention, and at ease with oneself and peace with the world. I feel like there's somebody better here. Spot on. They're just wanting to be read. All right. And they're using someone. I love it. We've been caught, y'all. We have been caught. Divination, uh, spying. Someone is consulting the tarot to get information on you, getting readings on you, asking a psychic. I don't know. I don't know if he's probably too cheap to do that. This is right, Dorian. A man should accept you for you. If you want to change yourself for yourself, do it, right? For years, I did all those suggestions. If only you do this, it's true. And then they're never satisfied. And then they don't respect you after you've done what they wanted you to do. So you're not going to win. That's because you're just somebody for them to use up and throw away and blame. And they won't ever appreciate you. Unfortunately, too many of this myself. If only you do this, that, you know, and then you lose yourself, right? You can. So it's really true. I had that happen. And then I started getting as sick as the boyfriend. And when I caught myself doing that, I thought, whoa, that's not me. I'm adapting his mindset. You got to get away from it because it's toxic. Acting a fool. Just stand back and let him do it. You won't have to do anything. Someone who knows they are being childish and goofy, but doesn't care when the situation calls for maturity. And a gold digger. Yeah, they want someone to pay their way. Marrying for money, not love. Wanting to spend all of their partner's cash. Gets into relationships for material things. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. Look, we could just go on and on about what a rotten stinker. And this person's just not it. But you got to think a bit more of yourself. All right. And don't settle for someone like that. And you're not, they can mess with your head. I know they can mess with your head, but you're going to feel so much better. Your mind will become more clear once you cut away from this person and you cut the cord. Seriously, you're going to feel so much better, so much stronger. And seriously, you're going to think, how could I ever have been attracted to them? You will. And you're just going to be like, you'll be laughing with your friends about it and your family. Like, can you believe I had to make up a personality for him, and I missed the thing that I made up about him. You know, it wasn't even him. So let him go. You've got so much better. And I would say that, yes, he's regretting it, but he's going to put on the poker face and say the nastiest stuff, unfortunately. But you just move on ahead. You let it go. And, you know, as far as like his attacks and his lies, keep doing some prayer work and pray for him so that he stops doing that. Pray for him to awaken. Do him, kill him with some kindness, girl. And yourself as well. The spirit has let you know that you're gorgeous, that you're smart, that you're just different place, and he's not the right one for you. All right. Okay, Lily Flower, you moved to a new job last week and realized the new company has no cash to operate day to day. Oh, Lord have mercy. I didn't see that part. Did I make the right decision in taking this new job? Anxiety. Okay, I get it. Let's try the Oracle of the Rose deck and see what we get. What is going to happen for Lily Flower? I just heard new job. What job wise will happen for Lily Flower with this job? What does Lily Flower really need to do? What's best advice for Lily Flower, please? What is she not thinking of, or maybe not aware of? You know, that would be good advice, please. Holy Spirit and higher self. Let's see what we get for you. Magic. Yeah, but we don't want the kind of magic that's a trick up the sleeve, right? Ah, I have money, I don't. No, that's not funny. Set sail. Move on. Move on. You're going to be moving on. Queen of Hearts. I think that's you. And I'm going to read to you the little bits there because I think they're really good bits of really healing input for you guys. For us all, whenever we're doing a reading for ourselves or someone else. Yeah. Tick tock. So this isn't going to last too long. Are going to be leaving. And this could, if it's not you, it could be another woman that might offer you something somewhere else, or you might hear of something else emerge. Something is rising, coming up on the timeline. And full moon. Okay, something will come into fruition. A different job, just what I said on the initial part. my intuition said you're going to have another job. So you get set sail, magic and set sail. You get the Queen of Hearts and TikTok, and you get a merge and full moon. I think this is going to be a new job. All right. And I think this is going to be um, the the one that you need, not this one. This one is not going to last. Free yourself. Run now. You can do that. Free yourself. Strength. It's a sign of strength if you do. If you do leave, it is strength. It is a movement in strength, not you will not be making a bad choice if you leave. Free yourself. Get out of there. Okay? Something else is going to manifest. Something else is coming up. And it might be something through a female. And it's coming up on your timeline, TikTok. Masquerade there. This is kind of fraudulent feeling. And gentleness. You need someone that's more genuine, that doesn't play those kind of games, is they're pretending that they're all that and they're not. Yeah, there's going to be a new beginning somewhere else. And Cupid, you're being guided. Okay, let's take a look. All right. I want to look at new beginnings and Cupid in particularly, since we've kind of pushed through most of that. Cupid and gentleness. So this job, no. And says it's saying, run, don't walk. Get out of there. It is not what it seems. And there is something better. There's something possibly through a female that's going to emerge and develop something new. And Cupid and gentleness, would it be something? Let's see. I don't know. It sounds like something very gentle and there's a sweetness to it, or that you would feel better about for sure and more at ease. Let's go with, let's see, 28. They do this. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. So the keywords are compassion, forgiveness, and friendship. Maybe through a friend. And we get that with Cupid. So this is even during difficult times or conflictual times, when we approach with softness and compassion, we can bring love and healing to a situation or relationship. So being kind-hearted and generous of spirit will bring more of the like. So use honey, not vinegar, to get what you want. All right. The job that you want, even if the other person does not reciprocate such compassion. Know that by shining your light, your beauty, you are still bringing in healing. You cannot control how others react or behave, but for your own highest good and soul growth, it is better to lead with a heart that is tender and kind. And by embracing unconditional love that you have for yourself and others, you become free and raise your vibration to a higher level. And it kept saying, free yourself. Too low of a vibe in this place. Okay, too low of a vibe. And let's see, what was Cupid? I think this is talking about love yourself. Don't work there. If you love yourself, don't work there. It's kind of the message I'm kind of picking up. Your intuition is on target. Trust it. Let's see, Cupid 28. Okay, it's coming. Here we go. Now, Cupid also talks about healing and also opening your heart. I think talking about people, working with people you can trust, open your heart around. I think there's going to be that kind of a difference coming. You're going to get another job where you've got more kind of a trustworthy people to work for than these folks. Communication is important. Keep all kinds of receipts, whatever. There's a carousel. There's just a lot of words. They're going nowhere fast. So even if they say, "Hey, stay," don't fall for it. You're spinning your wheels with them. Okay. I get set in stone and integrity. Oh, they don't have that. They do not have it, lily flower. So hightail it out of there. Um, there's something that will not be an insult to your integrity. There could be something that working for this place could end up rubbing off badly, maybe even on you. You don't want it. You don't want the contamination, maybe that could end up being associated with this place. So I would definitely look for another place. I see you getting another place. Yeah, the Empress and Balancing Act. I think you will find another job, and it's not easy, uh, but I think you will swing it. You will manage it, and one that's balanced. This place is not right. So you're correct. You need to look for another place, is what the cards are suggesting. And that is one of integrity. This place does not have integrity. There's something that's being hidden. So trust your instinct on that and bow out of that. It's saying it's strength to actually leave this job. So, I don't usually get that. Um, but this one, they're just not who they say they are. They're not going to they could end up being more trouble than it's worth for you. So I would try to extract myself as soon as possible and follow my intuition in doing that. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, and we have for the very patient 171 sign in a message from your guides. I will also do a reading for us for the week. Okay, so 171. Let's see. Which one do I want? I'm going to use the Viator Somniorium, the way of the sleepwalker, or the dream walker. Sorry, that's kind of what that means. Kind of. By Stephanie Aaliyah. All right. Message from the guides or 171 sign in. And then I'll do a group reading for our week. This new energy with the full moon. I think you are to trust your intuition, the small, subtle voice that tries to steer you in the right direction that we often fight. And I think we're going to be able to sense it more. Okay, 171, sign in. They would like a message from their guides. So guides of 171 sign in, please share with us for them their message and help me to read it accurately and clearly for you. Hopefully they're still here so I can get some validation or if I'm on track. But if not, I'm just giving the best I got. Okay. 171. What is the message from your guides? Okay. This is such a pretty deck. I like its holographic, clear kind of thing. Okay, we get movement, taking action, making things happen. Things are moving along. And we're getting, that's interesting. Noche Oscura. You're moving along through the dark night of the soul right now. Would that be correct? Hey, Nicholas, always good to see you. Oh, they are going to get it, honey. They are going to get it, Nicholas. They are. They're going to ruin themselves is what I get. And they're just not going to read the writing on the wall as the Bible says. That their time is come and gone. And people aren't going to be filling their message mostly. But anyway, 171, you've got a dark night of the soul that you're moving through. So what they say is when you're going through hell, keep going, keep processing. Don't try and resist. Just move through this darkness, release the tears, allow yourself to process and release old heartbreak, old pent up stuff. It's trying to, I feel like, shift its way out of your system. Okay. And yeah, this is like a death. It's a rebirth. You are releasing an old you and emerging anew. You're shedding a skin. Okay. You're shedding your winter coat. All right. You are shedding what no longer serves you. You need something different, and your energy is lightening and brightening. But first, we have to kind of release all the toxins. And that can be like, oh my God, why am I crying at everything? And you just have to allow yourself to do it until, you know, you're feeling more like, I got that out of my system. And sometimes we need medicine, to help us. I have, and there's no harm in that. Well, if as long as you find the right medicine, I realize that that can be easily said. Innocence. This is a time to be around animals and things that are gentle, especially when you're going through a dark night of the soul and an egoic death. Um, this isn't a real death, although it can feel like it, like a part of you is changing so much or will change, but it's good. You're meant to shed and release. You're going into a cleaner vibration. And so nature, even if you can only sit on a little patio on your apartment, if that's how you're living, I don't know, whatever the case may be, I'm just saying, even if you don't have much nature, but a patio and a potted plant, doesn't matter. Go out there and sit. And if you can get to a park or just an area that you like the vibe of, I think it would be very healing to just soak in that energy. And the source, God is tuning you up. We're all undergoing a tune up right now. So don't resist it. Again, go with the flow. Release just as if you needed to go to the bathroom, honestly. I know it sounds gross, but yes, it's really true because it's toxic. We are all called to be doing this right now, especially with these eclipses and stuff. Release and open to receive, cleaning out the fridge. That is the destruction. That is the Kali. That is why you might be having so much, there might be a lot of disruption going on there. My goodness, with this, where things are really changing like they were never before. But it really serves a higher purpose if you can, just hold on to that as a bright ember. You're releasing the toxic and you're destroying the toxic by moving and shifting it out from your life, and things that just, aren't the right place for you. Okay. There's something bigger and brighter. You have world of dreams. Okay. And I'm going to read that one to you because it's a little less obvious. And reoccurring dream. There is something that's been replayed, 717, and you're meant to broaden, I think, your horizons with your being energetically, and you're going to be shedding a lot of old painful stuff. Let it go so that you can heal, so that you can embrace the world of dreams and have. And if there's recurring dream, there's a message that's being repeated. So let's just see what we get from this. 42 and 2 on this. Okay. All righty. This card means, I'm going to hold up the world of dreams. This card means that happiness is on the horizon. Oh, that's got to be, if you're when we're going through the dark night of the soul, getting the Kali distraction cards, and it's like major change. Something is really clearing the deck for something wonderful to take place. And it's welcome to see this, because you also did get the card of the Noche Oscura, and it's talking about that too. It's saying you're passing through your initiations, birthing from the Noche Oscura. No kidding. You already got that in this reading. So you're right on track and are learning the lessons and passing your test. So you're on track. Okay. Even though everything feels wrong and everything's blowing up in your face, it's meant to blow up right now because you're going to rebuild anew with real things that will last. Okay. And it's saying if you get the card, the health card next to the toxic card, which you didn't, there could be health issues. But it may be telling you to take time and make your health a priority. Your body is your, oh, sorry, that's your temple, that's health. The Noche Escura, you are learning the lessons and passing your tests. Love, happiness, peace, joy, and your dreams are on the horizon. This card represents wish fulfillment and true happiness. It also signifies a time of great joy and strong positive emotions. This is the most positive card you can receive in the Oracle deck. It is very much like the Ten of Cups of the Tarot. And you get that as a recurring dream. So whatever horrors you are going through right now are going to be well worth it because there's a reward here. All right. And you might be getting some sort of glimpses right now to kind of get you through, I don't know, the dark night of the soul with the world of dreams, which is you have happiness on you ahead of this. So just keep going through and releasing. Okay. And then 3, which is the recurring dream next to world of dreams. I think your world is about ready to open up for the positive, and you're going to shed a lot of yucky stuff that's held you back. I really do. A very positive message for you. Yes, okay, the recurring dream. A sequence or symbol which occurs repetitively in dreams often indicates an urgency on the part of the subconscious to transmit a message. It can indicate unfinished business or work that is undone. This pattern indicates a need to break, destroy, okay, like Kali, a pattern, break or complete a pattern. I think it's probably breaking one in this case. The breaking repeating patterns. Okay, duh. Okay, I get it. This pattern indicates a need to break or complete a pattern. The pattern will continue to repeat itself until the lesson is learned, indicating a need to end the pattern. Some patterns are positive, so it's important to look at the surrounding cards to determine what it represents in the querent's reading. The meaning can change depending on what the question and situation is. Well, it's occurring near the world of dreams, which is reminding you that you can have good things and that good things are coming to you. All right. That's good. That's a positive. And it's really accenting that because it shows that you're still moving through a very dark time. And there are going to be some more things that break apart for you, but it's okay. And just know that you're moving through and releasing a lot of this toxic stuff so that you can have a, a better life without it. Falling, you have to let go. There's not a lot you can do about it. Don't resist, go with. And impromptu. This is like it's some things that you don't expect, and you've just got to fly by the seat of your pants. You'll be okay. Just go with the flow, fall with the fall. And you have animal spirits that are guiding you, and dwellings, animal spirits and dwellings. And I think also the animals in your home. We're I can only say, Nicholas, that um, we're going to have a lot of this kind of thing, and I'm having it going on too, where I was torturing myself over something I did as a child. It was stupid. And I didn't even do it as a child. It was something horrible that I came close to doing out of ignorance. And thank goodness, I think the guides stopped it before any harm could happen. And But I still felt so guilty about that, but I didn't even do anything. And I've been beating myself up for years about it. So I just got to myself last night. I thought, Myra, why are you doing this? And I thought, yeah, I just got to let that shit go. So we're going to have a lot of these things coming up that are old patterns that we need to just realize that that's not who we are. We are not the tests that we go through in this life. We are not, as I said, the lesser aspects. This is, we are not even earthly by first nature, so we come here and we take this on. This is a learning experience, and we torture ourselves rather than actually learn and let go because we're just taught to berate ourselves. Don't do that. Let it go. And it's okay that it comes up. It just means be aware of it and then be aware that you want to release it because you know that this is nonsense. We'll be having a lot of that shedding. Think of it like shedding and allowing greater awareness to come in its place. Once you know better, you do better. And then you let go of the old way. And that's very much the same. But sometimes life situations come in and force us to really have to let go because normally we probably wouldn't, or something else would, could prevent that. So we just have to kind of go with it. All right. All right. Now I'm going to do a group read for us all. I think, which one do I want to use? I think I want to go back and use for our group read. I'm going to go with the Rose Oracle again. Someone recommended the book Emotion Code. Also, for agreement is also good. Heck, I am open to considering things, so I will definitely take a look at those. And I hope that others will too, because I think that sometimes we can find so much in one sentence, like I do, out of these little write-ups that go with the cards that can be so on point, it's eerie. So it's worth looking at the details, yeah? And we need to be able to focus, realize it, let it go, and move on. We're really going to be letting go of a lot of people waking up, realizing that they can't live the life that the parents lived, being more authentic to themselves. Oh, I do too. I do too. I just am becoming more aware of it. Even certain sounds, um, you know, and it's all about the middle path, not being one extreme or another, not allowing your fears to drive your car, in life, because they're the very nervousness that's going to cause a problem rather than be relaxed and aware. So let's just see. We're asking all our guides here, not just mine and everyone's. What do we need to be aware of for this week? The week of the 8th of September through the, well, through the 14th. That'd be through Sunday. So give us the vibes for us. What should we do? What should we keep in mind? A little bit of something to keep in mind for the week. Keep us going. Because this is a hard slog. I don't know about you guys, but this weekend, Friday, I was just like, I was numb with Trump-itis because he's so revolting. And you just get to a point where just like, I cannot, not one more, but now I'm good. I hope it's good too. I have a feeling that it will be. Let's just take a look what we have for us. All right, so what's good, guides? What do we need to know about this week? till Sunday. What should we keep in mind, please? And thank you so very, very much. We love you. Thanks for looking out for us. Inner strength. When we get tempted by bad habits and bad ways of coping, drinking too much, buying too much, doing anything in excess, or too little of, you know, we have to come back to balance. So again, it's minding and being aware so that you're not over the top or under, not one way or another, the middle strength, and that you're not having to cater to your whims. Your whims don't run you around senseless. You're the grown up, your mother, and that's your primal self that wants to go eat all the cookies or, go party all night long. And you're like, no, 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 no. Hold on. You can have some fun, but let's be sensible, And it's about movement. It's about travel. And I think setting sail is also the mind. I think when we're coming from a place of true strength, we open up and open things to be able, I think, to come to us and us to come to more information. There's movement in our lives that's meaningful. Let's see what we also get with set sail and strength. That is 8 and 50. All right. So S, even though it's numbered 8, they don't do that. Got to go to S. It's interesting that, when we are in a huge transition, that's why we keep getting the death card also for this year. Lots of letting go from the way things have been for a long time to something very new and something very fresh and light and bright and a lighter vibration. That's what we're going toward. In a dream I had where I was telling people to wake up and running with a group of other people. We were all shouting for people to wake up. Yeah, get woke. So strength, courage, that's doing things even despite the fact that you're afraid or that you're uncertain. Okay. That's real courage, real strength. And this is also about endurance. We will endure Trump and energy, power, resilience, keeping your resilience. Do what you got to do to keep your resilience. Don't overdo. Don't overdo the social media. Don't, get the balance in. Valor and virtue. Make sure you get and serve yourself works of integrity, things of integrity to kind of fill your spirit. All right. This week. Let's also look at set sail. That's number 50. Set sail. Oh, I've got to roll back. SE. Oh my. Oh, that's soulmates card. Solitude. We're on. Oh, here we are. Set sail. Okay. So now we have courage and about being brave, right? And having control, being the driver of the bus, being the grown up in the car. Now we have adventure and aspirations, dreams and journey and moving forward in those. Smooth sailing, time to go, travel and voyage. Spirit is letting you know that you or your dreams are about to set sail. If you've been making plans, then this is your sign that everything is set for smooth sailing. And it says there is a little fairy princess perched atop. I don't know if you can see right here. Right there. Little fairy princess perched atop of her swan companion's tail, while her puppy friend is keeping watch as they sail away on their adventure. Kind of like the Six of Swords. The water is smooth, the air is calm, so there is no need to worry about your journey, whether physical or spiritual. All right, that's really good. We're progressing when we come from a place of true strength, when we use our um, moderation, our self moderation, and where we don't allow Trump and company to drain us, and we take charge and say, no, 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 not today, Satan, not today, or ever for that matter. So it's saying we're moving forward, even though it may not feel like it. And Spirit has our backs. Spirit is letting us know that if we've been hesitant with moving forward, now is the time to have faith and embark on your voyage. However, it's not in reverse. So just be brave and brave the water, brave changes, brave movement, brave doing things. Get out there. You won't regret it. Okay? Movement is the name of the game. Get out there. Enjoy yourself, but just don't overdo it, that then you're not going to enjoy it. Balance, moderation, not allowing your whims to control you and whip your neck around. What else do we have? Balancing act, just what I was talking about. I think it's a time of reflection and purge of like, I don't like that when I do that. I want to stop doing that behavior when I get upset or whatever. It's where we make really mindful changes, and we're very sensitive as well to what we need to do, following that instinct, going with the flow. Okay? It's a balancing act, and we get the card of beginnings. There is a new cycle coming in. That makes so much sense. So we don't need to be timid, okay? I'd like to pay to do a personal reading or cleansing. Oh, well, Nicholas, I would gladly just be happy to read for you. You don't have to pay me. It's fine. Just like the channel, put the thumbs up, that's all you got to do. So I want to look back and see what you're saying here. And I can do, you know what, Nicholas? I'm going to I'm going to finish this for us for the week, and then I'm going to do a quick reading for you. Okay. And others, if they want to, sign off, they can. Um, so this week we have get out there, be bold. Uh, Spirit has your back, but don't be thoughtless, be mindful. And there's new beginnings, and it's a balancing act. And that's part of the reason why you want to be mindful. You don't want to be a bull in a china shop, but you do want to progress. So there is being aware and just kind of, like when you're driving, if you drive or have driven, where you might get the green light, but you wait for a few seconds just in case somebody's going to blow through a red. It's kind of like that. You have a moment of pause, and that pause is what's needed when we're balancing. We're releasing things and moving forward, and there's a new beginning for us. So keep releasing, keep letting go, have a leap of faith. We're going to have to, when we can't see how things are going to work out, this is saying you're going to have to trust. And we've already been told here too, for us all of us that are listening, hi Gina, um, to trust Spirit right now and say, lead me where I need to go. I feel like I don't know up from down, and just trust, because there's a new beginning coming. And we have winter. And we have faith again. So we're being tested. This is a time of some serious testing going on. And that's why we're getting our buttons pressed, our fears pressed. But if we can preserve and keep the faith despite the things that happen that make us go, oh my God, and just hold on, and not allow it to play us out, play out our emotions, we'll come out on top of this. We'll come through this. We have to allow ourselves to be led, though, as well. And we have to trust in spirit. And we're very reluctant to do that here because the way things are in this world. But we need to let go and do that here. We've got home accented, okay? Where we live, our environments. Like with me, I want to get rid of the clutter and I want more order and I want everyone to be more orderly, including myself. And night garden. Home and night garden. I got to have another hit on the night garden. That feels really like spiritual work. Night garden, night garden. The subconscious, right? Night garden, here it is. Apparitions. It can have dreams. You might have visions about your true home. Oh, like our home of light, as well as our earthly existence. And this is where imagination, there's that opening up of energy that's, I think, of what is possible as well. And when we release fear, I think we can better bring the positive stuff in and get the fear out and move forward. So this is talking about dreams, visions, aspirations. The sky is the limit, it says, as she lets her imagination run untethered. We have to tap into our imagination, our creative spirit. And it will open up a world of amazing possibilities, things we hadn't even thought of. Ideas can spring forth, solutions can come forward to problems. We just have to kind of relax and allow things to bubble up from the intuition, okay? Is a place of a space of creation, like the void. It is important to be mindful, like I was saying earlier, of not becoming so locked and rigid in our thinking that we don't make room for dreams and wishes. It's not all got to be all work and no play. We can't do that. It'll make us crazy. So we have to have some fun in there too. And maybe our lives are lacking that, some of us. We become nothing but a work machine, right? When we tap into our imagination, okay, it expands us and we don't get rigid. However, we must be mindful that if we don't become, active, we can get lost in dreams and never take action. So use your imagination to inspire you, right? And to propel your actions. And it says, go wish upon a star and then take the step forwards towards your dreams. So we're having a time that we're being told to really trust and believe, and this is really hard to do, but that we're letting go, have faith that we're going to get through these tests and to think about what we want. Go ahead and dream for it. Like I never thought that this house would have order. It can have order. It's going to be a lot of work, but it can have order. You might think something else that you never could have. We have to stop thinking that way and go forward. And I think not limit ourselves in a way that is too limiting or that is unrealistic. That middle spot again, that sweet spot. There's decisions, okay? And rose glasses. You need to maybe not wear the rose glasses. Be careful of lacking discernment or thinking immediately that something is wonderful just because you might need to scratch a little bit more under the surface, look a little deeper. Look deeper. And when your decisions come to play, you have to, I think, use pragmatism here as well. But have faith, you will be okay. All right? All right. And then we got Queen of Hearts and the Dark Moon. That's a time also to work on manifesting and building and thinking and not just in your head, but also then taking whatever steps you can to set the ball in motion until it's your turn again. All right. Okay, now, Nicholas, I wanted to look at you. You, Nicholas, you. All right, let's take a look and see. So we have a great week. It's all about manifesting, not allowing uh, limiting thoughts to keep us from expanding as we should, or, too little or too much. It's a balancing act. All right, Nicholas. All right, here's your little reading for Nicholas and work. What does Nicholas need to be aware of? Guides. I know you do, hun. And I appreciate you. So let's just see. What does Nicholas need to be aware of? What is ahead of him? How can he help himself? That may be in a way, if there's something he hasn't thought of. Whatever he needs to know. For Nicholas. Okay. Saying you need to use your intuition or trust it. Okay. Let's see what it's paired with. Intuition is paired with faith. All right. I'm not making this up. I shuffled the heck out of these. This is where you have to let go and trust God. You can only do what you can do. Get out there, apply for the jobs or do whatever it is, and then once you've done that, you've got to let things play out. And sometimes something, if it's not for you, don't feel bad. Just know that would not work out, and trust that God has something for you because it's true. God does. All right. So God is wanting you to trust your intuition and have faith. Take it in to often our stomach, and say, does this feel like, do I feel like I'm going to be, get another job at some point or whatever it is that you're looking for? And I say, yes, I see you working again. I do. But we can't force things, and you can only do what you can do. Go out there, go on the interviews, keep, your end up, and it's going to pay out. And it may not seem like it right now, but don't let that discourage you. This is discouragement that you're probably feeling, eh? Celebration, right? And we have Night Garden again. Go for it. There's something bigger for you. There's something that's more suited to you, Nicholas. There's I think an opportunity coming up to do something that's more fulfilling for you. Okay. I don't know how that will happen, but I see it. Oh, it's set in stone. So that means it's fated to happen. This is something that's definite, and you have strength. Just be courage. It's calling you to courage while you don't know, while things seem up in the air and you have uncertainty, and you are called to use your intuition because you have a good one. Okay. And thank you, Gail. And that you are to celebrate dreaming bigger. There is something they want you to think a little bit more of yourself, go outside your comfort zone a bit. There's something coming, and it's really good, but you just have to have faith right now. Okay. Trust your intuition, and there's positivity there. What else do we have? Free yourself from the fear that says, but what if I don't get it? by Tuesday, you know, we have to stop it. We have to just say, okay, then I just keep going until I do get it. That's all. Free yourself from your prison that you're creating in your mind and making yourself miserable in. Open the door and let yourself out right now. And you have innocence. You have a very pure soul, you know. Also be around other pure souls like dogs and cats, maybe a few babies. This energy brings, I think, helps to settle you. All right? That innocence. Grounded and beginnings. So things are going to manifest. Things will come into being here through being grounded. And then we get a new beginning. So you've got a new cycle that's going to open up. All right? You're a good person here. I'm not just saying that for giggles and stuff. You have the card of innocence, and somehow you're not honoring that part of yourself, which is so sacred and so wonderful, and it is a strength. You need to learn how to celebrate that part of yourself, Nicholas. You're going to be able to manifest things here, the work, all of that. Just keep going, have faith. There's an epiphany, an aha moment. There is something that going this path is, you have an awakening, an awareness, a greater awakening coming through this path. It's about self-love, honey. Don't punish yourself or give yourself a talking dressing down. Stop doing that. This is saying you need to learn how to speak encouraging words to yourself, all right? And have faith and keep moving forward. You have good energy, the innocence energy. It's like it's clean. It's, you're not all twisted up. And there's something very good coming for you. And it's a new awareness about how to love yourself, and that it's not being vain. It's not a bad thing. In fact, it's how you heal and how you can get yourself through the self-limiting thoughts that we've held on to for so long. You're going to realize that you've been holding self back. Magic. And leap of faith again. Something creative. I feel like there's going to be a creative element and some kind of work that's coming your way. It's something that's, I think, that you wouldn't have thought to do normally. And I wish I knew exactly what it is, but it's just the vibe that I'm getting, Nicholas. And I think it's going to be really, really positive. But there's some self-growth that has to take place first. And it's being aware, having a better sense of self-worth, and throwing out the negative self-talk and the down talk. Stop ripping yourself down. That's not going to make you get the job, okay? The right circumstances have to click, and they will. This is just helping you to grow and mature and stretch your wings and be more aware of yourself in a healthy, positive way than the old way of tearing yourself down and da 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 da. You're not good enough, and then you just feel bad. Da da da. Let go of all of that, and we all need to. Queen of Hearts. This is a sensitive feminine energy. This can also be energy that you have, compassionate. And the bee, working with other people. That's definitely, you'll be busy as a bee, Nicholas. Might be a woman that you'll work with here. Let's see. I know B is about that. Let's take a look real quick for you. All right. 22. B. All right. And again, I'll make sure that I put up the link to this lady's deck here. She's from Australia. So let's see. Where's B? Come on up here. We have balancing B. Collaboration. community, dreams, love, possibilities. Again, we're getting that expanse for you. And teamwork, work. All right. The bee is here to tell you to embrace the wonder and the magic of life. You had magic earlier as well. All right. The bee is the epitome of what is possible if we believe. You also have faith. Take a leap of faith and faith. You have to believe. From a physics perspective, a bee should not be able to fly. It is aerodynamically impossible. But they do. Linked to the heart chakra, it is a powerful symbol of love, self-love too, right? Work with the bee spirit to open your heart and attract love into your life or bring in healing. The bee is also a positive sign for business owners and entrepreneurs, indicating that you are able to lead and work harmonious with a team. That would be you. You can do this. Okay. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. All right. And the bee symbolizes abundance. Well, that's super positive. I see you around a feminine energy with that abundance. It's coming. And knowledge and travel, setting sail, progress. You're not going to be stuck. So this too shall pass, Nicholas. All right. You just have to have faith, open your heart, and work on loving yourself and just being that wonderful you that everyone loves. Just be more of that, be yourself. And you don't have to be raining sunshine and rainbows all the time. All right. So you've got this, and there's a job coming for you. And it looks like there's a helping with community. That's huge. That's God's work. So God's got a plan for you. You just wait and see. All right. So we'll all continue to shed this week. All right. Our negative stuff and work toward our positive stuff that we want to manifest. So let go of the old, kind of like in with the new. And release all the things that hold you back, all the crap, trap talk that probably has gone on in your family for generations. We're the ones this time that are breaking that. I'm seeing karmic generational stuff going on right now. So just keep as you're doing. Keep going through the dark night of the soul. If you're going through that, keep reaching out, helping people. We all are loved, whether we know it or not. And I'm here to tell you you are. And if you don't love yourself, please work on that because you're a little light of God. The center of you is the perfect image of divinity. So remember that you are not the circumstances here that you're in. This is something totally different. All right. You're an eternal badass that is energy. And you just, we can't believe what we can do. We have to just let go. Go with the flow, do what we can, be positive, try and be a decent person out there in life. And right now that amounts to a lot because many people are really into the hate thing. A lot of us, more of us, the majority are not. So keep shining your light, folks, all of us this week. All right? And always. And then go for a recharge. Don't forget to take care of yourself. That's part of self-love too. All right. I will see you next Sunday. And probably before then, maybe in some videos, readings and stuff. All right? All right. Much love to you guys. We'll touch base again next Sunday and we'll get ready for that new moon. So let's work on our full moon stuff right now where we can release because we've become full. And new moon, we'll start working toward what we want to bring in. Right now, we're clearing out the refrigerator of our lives for the last 20 or more years, seriously. So good for you. Keep going. All right.